First, I must confess that over the past few years I've been gravely disappointed with the white moderate. I've almost reached the regrettable conclusion that the Negro's greatest stumbling block in his stride towards freedom is not the white citizens' counselor or the Ku Klux Klanner, but the white moderate, who is more devoted to order than to justice, who prefers a negative peace, which is the absence of tension, to a positive peace, which is the presence of justice, who constantly says, I agree with the goal you seek, but I cannot agree with your methods of direct action, who paternalistically believes he can set the timetable for another man's freedom, who lives by a mythical concept of time, and who constantly advises the Negro to wait for a more convenient season. Shallow understanding from people of goodwill is more frustrating than absolute misunderstanding from people of ill will. Lukewarm acceptance is much more bewildering than outright rejection. It's Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and I hope you'll take some time to read his letter from the Birmingham jail, and then also his speech from the end of the Selma to Montgomery March. White moderates and people who prefer peace and order over anything else are the reason we get nothing done in this country. They're the people who complain about protests being disruptive. No shit, they're supposed to be disruptive. That's the point, to disrupt, to knock us out of the ennui of life, to change the status quo. They're the same people, some of them, not all of them, but there are a lot of the people who are saying, ICE is just doing their job. If she just listened, she would have been fine. I've learned a lot about the civil rights movement in the last couple of years as I relearned U.S. history on this page, and it is a very, very, very important time period to learn about. I hope you'll take some time to read and learn about the mental fortitude and the physical fortitude and the spiritual fortitude of these people who were a small group of people to begin with, who stood up and said, not today, not ever again. That's like my favorite theme in history. Regular people standing up to the worst people you can think of. And that's what Martin Luther King Jr. did. That's what the Black Panthers did. That's what the Deacons for Defense did, and SNCC, and the Southern Leadership Conference,